All right, what's going on, you guys? This is BoxingWave. Really excited to do this video today because if you saw my review of the PBC on Fox schedule, I had said that this was probably my favorite fight or one of the favorite fights on that schedule. I know there was a lot of bigger names on there. You had the Charlo twins, you had Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. You got a lot of big names on that schedule. We had Pacquiao against Broner coming up. But this fight here is the true 50-50 fight out of that whole card of a wave of fights that's coming up, in my opinion. The only true 50-50 fight. There's a lot of unknowns here. You got Caleb Plant, a guy that is really stepping up this time. This is his first really tough fight. I know he fought Porky Medina, and at that time that was a step up for him. But now he's fighting a top super middleweight. Okay, a dangerous one, a guy that has a lot of punching power, and a guy that has a pretty solid skill set. I think I like to describe Jose Uzcategui as a smart pressure fighter. Okay, not as clumsy, not as slow as a Porky Medina. Okay, this is a huge step up, and he's also probably more powerful than Porky Medina as well. Okay, so I like this fight a lot. Caleb Plant, a guy that I see a good defensive fighter, great lateral movement, very fast hands. He's pretty conditioned well. Just a smart, slick fighter in the ring. I think it's his time. It's time. I've been watching him for a while now, and I've just been kind of patiently waiting for him to step up. And he's finally stepping up. He's finally getting his opportunity. So I love the fight. I'm rooting for Caleb Plant. I want Caleb Plant to win. In my head, though, I think Jose Uzcategui might be a little too much for him. I think Jose is one of the better champions up at 168. I don't think 168 is the best division right now. But Jose Uzcategui is a tough fighter. Now, looking at them both, Caleb Plant looked very good against Porky Medina. Okay, I think that's the only fighter worth mentioning. But the problem with Caleb is that I wouldn't say it's a problem, but I think his lack of punching power could be a huge factor in this fight. Okay, because you want to hit Jose with something that is going to slow him down. Okay, especially in the later half of the fight. I think Caleb is going to look very sharp and look pretty good. I think he's going to edge some rounds early on. But I think later on in the fight, Jose is going to be going to his body, especially early. Jose does throw some nice combination. And he's not just clumsy. He's not just going to get hit and countered with everything, okay? He does have some sort of defensive awareness, all right? He does have some counter-punching ability, all right? He has solid hand speed. He's not slow. He's not super speed or anything like that. He's not nearly as fast as Caleb is, but he's a good boxer. He's a good boxer. I know he's been outboxed before. I've seen his fight with Matt Korobov back then. The difference between Matt Korobov and a Caleb Plant is that Matt Korobov, he punches harder, and he fights differently overall. Like, there's more feints in his game, and he doesn't use as much lateral movement. He's the guy that wants to stand in front of you and outbox you. There's times that he had Jose Uzcategui backing up because of his counters. He has a very sharp left hand. Caleb Plant has a very sharp right hand. Okay, very sharp, crisp, perfect, great jab. He knows how to mix it up. He has good timing, good punch selection, very skillful. Right, I don't see much weakness. He can even handle himself on the inside a bit. I don't see much weakness with Caleb. Guys that fight as well as him, guys that are slick fighters like him, pressure gets to them, depending on the type of pressure fighter they're facing. Jose is being, in my eyes, a good pressure fighter. All right, not just the, you know, just a doofus that's just getting punched in the face over and over again. Okay, good power, good combinations, and if he has you against the ropes, which I believe Jose will at some point. I know Caleb is good at the lateral movement and everything, but at some point he will have his back against the ropes. At times he likes to put himself there. I get it, but against Jose, this is not Porky Medina. You know, expect to be, punches to hurt. Expect punches to land more cleanly than they did when he was fighting Porky Medina. Okay, like I said, I'm rooting for Caleb. He's fun to watch. I like his defense. I like his slickness. I like his style. I like his hand speed. I think he's better than Andre Durrell is right now. Andre Durrell he lost to Jose's last couple fights, being stopped in the last fight. I personally think that Durrell is past his prime, and maybe a prime Durrell is probably better than Caleb Plant, but a Durrell at this point, not as good as Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant and his style, like I said, his lateral movement is going to work for him, but we've seen this guy, Jose Uzcategui, he's been fighting slick fighters, counterpunchers, well-schooled boxers in his career. He's beaten Julius Jackson. I know he lost to Matt Korobov, but like I said, with Matt Korobov, his posture is different. He's more of a menacing opponent than Caleb Plant. That's no disrespect to Plant. It's just that a guy that uses a lot of movement, lateral movement and stuff, a guy that's not really willing to stand right in front of you and just outbox you, Jose is going to be coming forward. Okay, he's going to be coming forward and he's going to be looking to catch him with a shot. Korobov, with his counters and his power punching, is someone that Jose just couldn't really deal with. He was being outboxed and the punches hurt. And it's hard to administer pressure when you're fighting a counterpuncher like that, one that's so sharp that hits very hard, and he's actually walking you down at some points. All right, so I think this fight is going to be a really, really, really close fight. If anyone is going to get stopped in this fight, I see it being Caleb more so than being Jose. I think Caleb could win the fight all based on points, but I could see this, if this does go to the judges, I can see this being like somewhat of a split decision. Like I said before, this is a step up from Andre Durrell, but I don't see Caleb doing better than Matt Korobov did. For the people that think that, Jose is just some guy that can be outboxed. Yes, he could be outboxed, but you got to look at the details in that fight there. The feints Matt Korobov was doing, the power that he has. It's going to bring a difference. It's going to be a difference in this fight. I think this fight is going to end up being really close. Either way. But like I said, I'm rooting for Caleb. It's just that beating Jose, I don't really know if he's ready. It's one of those fights where I got to see it to believe it. But I do think this is a true 50-50 fight. I wouldn't put money on it. If I was a betting man, I would just leave this fight alone. I don't know what the odds are. I don't know who the favorite is, but this is not a fight that I would put money on. I think this fight can go either way. This is a true 50-50 fight, and I'm very excited to see it. All right, so that'll be it. Let me know what you guys think on this fight, and make sure you guys hit subscribe. I got another video that I want to do. I want to do Marcus Brown against Jesus Christ, I can't think of his name right now. You guys know who he's fighting next. I'll be back around with the next one. All right, peace.